across NATO, there are serious deficiencies in air refueling, airborne warning control systems, missile defense, surface to air weapon systems. And we've seen the struggle Ukraine's had with that. And of course, many nations have really, we assumed we would have air dominance in any campaigns. I mean, our air defense capabilities are very limited compared to where they should be. I mean, on the ground, really, whether we like it or not, a division is really the price of entry into European warfare. So I think we need a capable division to be able to offer, even if we say the British Army's role is actually as an interconnector for others. We're going to offer air power and sea power and space power, potentially, cyber capabilities, command control. At the end of the day, our allies will still expect us to stand in the line alongside them, and a division is really the minimal commitment we can make to that. So we must have a functioning, capable division in the army. And of course, we're seeing a lot of threats underwater. That's an area that the Russians in particular have invested a lot in and continue to invest a lot in. We talk about infrastructure in the North Sea, our data cables, our energy supplies. These are all things that would be threatened. And we have a small capability to protect them at the moment that needs to grow. And it's sort of building some of the things we had in the Cold War, particularly the defense of the Greenland, Iceland, UK gap against submarine threats. But I think we're looking at doing this now with new technology such as uncrewed vessels, both on the surface and underwater. So I think we'll see investment in those areas, as well as, of course, the way in which AI can be used to improve intelligence, to improve decision-making on the battlefield. So I think these are all areas that we'll see expenditure in. And again, we can't rely, I think, in this environment, or it'd be foolish to rely that the Americans will always turn up to a fight in Europe. We've been able to rely on that since the 1940s. I think it's not clear now. And so we must have a plan B, even if we never have to use it. Ourselves and our European partners need to make up for the things that the US does for us at the moment that no one else could do. And I think that's got to be an area that all European nations need to look at. And again, in some of those areas I mentioned, like air refueling, airborne control, missile defense, and protection of ground forces against aircraft. That's without going into the whole gamut of drones and how warfare is changing. Some of these things are well-known basics, but we have underinvested in those in the UK alone, let alone across Europe. We are in a better condition than others, but that's quite terrifying when you think about it.